In this video, we're going to look at a really common thing to do in Scratch, and that is to have things falling down from the sky. Now, in this video, we're going to be dealing with bananas that fall down, and in this game, our cat has to run left and right to try and catch the bananas. But you could use the code that you learn in this game to make your objects go from left to right, remembering that left to right in programming is X, and down and up is Y. And we'll deal with that in a second. So what we're going to do is just have a look at where our code is. If we go to our cat, we've got our right and our left buttons, which make it change X by 10 or minus 10. For this game, I've taken out the up and down because I don't need them. So if I press on the flag, you can see that the cat moves left and right. And that's what we want. What we want to do next is have our bananas start at the top of the sky here and then fall down so that our cat can catch them. This is actually quite easy to do, but we have to add some things to make it look and feel more like a game. Let's start off with bananas 1, that's that one there. Let's add a green flag. We'll add a forever. And what we'll do is in the forever, we'll just say change Y by -5. I want it to be slow at the start of this game. If I press the green flag, you can see that the banana just falls down. And that's it. If I pick it up, you can see it's always falling down. That's because I've got the forever and it says change Y by -5, and -5 is going downwards. So until I stop this game, those bananas will just fall down. Now I can add the same code to bananas 2 and bananas 3, but we need to solve a little problem first. That problem is, once the bananas reach the floor, nothing happens. So let's solve that problem to start with. The bananas will start at the top, they'll go down by -5, and when they reach the bottom, we need to figure out a way of making them go back to the top and starting that falling down again. So let's do that right now. Before we start, I think what we should do is set the position of the bananas at the start of the game. And we do that with a set X and a set Y. And over here, the X means where are the bananas on the left and right, and the Y says where are the bananas on the down and up scale. So what we'll do is we're just going to put that underneath the green flag. Notice I'm not putting it inside the forever, because what that would do is make sure that the bananas would never move, because it would forever set their X and their Y to a position. In this case, when I click the green flag, it will very quickly set the X, set the Y, and then it will run whatever's in the forever. Now, if you have a look at my mouse over here and then look over at this region here, you can actually see the position of my mouse is 180 for X and 169, so we'll make that 170 for Y. So let's do that. That will be 180 by 170. So no matter where I put the bananas now, when I start the game, they will always start at the top and then fall down. That's really useful because we've now set our starting position. When the bananas hit the floor, I would like them to go back to that position there and then start their journey downwards again. So let's do that now. So we have a forever, change Y by -5. Let's go back to control, put in an if, and what we're going to do is we're going to ask the bananas if they ever touch the floor. That's quite easy because what we can do is go to the sensing and say if ever touching the color, and I'm going to click on that little blue square, and with my mouse I'm going to choose that green color there. So what I'm saying is that if ever the bananas touch that green color, and what we can do is set X and Y back to their original positions, which is 180 and 170. Now if we run this game, you can see that we've got this over and over motion where the bananas will fall down, touch the floor, and then go back to the top. Now as a game, this is cool, but it's not cool enough. Let's stop that there. What we should do is actually give it a tiny bit of time before it goes back to the top. So what we can do is we can wait 2 seconds. Let's play that. So when they go down, they touch the floor, and then 2 seconds later, they appear again. Now you'll notice it looks a little bit odd because the bananas fall down and just kind of stop there. They really should disappear. So in this case, we'll go to the looks, and what we'll say is when they hit the green, they should hide. Now let's see what happens with that. Well, they hide, so they've disappeared. And now the problem is that they're not going to appear again because, of course, we hid them. In this case, what we can do is we can put a show underneath there. So what we now have is a really simple set of blocks that say go to the top, fall down, when you hit the green, disappear, that's the hide. After 2 seconds, go back to the top and show yourself. And it will keep doing this over and over and over again. And it's quite a useful thing to do. Let's stop that there. Now, if we wanted to copy this code for Bananas 2 and Bananas 3, it's actually really quite easy. So what we'll do is we'll pick up the whole code and I'll drop it on top of Bananas 2, again on Bananas 3. And if we now click on Bananas 2, you can see the code's waiting there. Of course, if we were to click the green flag now, Bananas 1, 2 and 3 are all going to the same position, so you can't actually see them. So it's not really a good idea here. I'll stop that there, and I can prove that there's 3 bananas by actually picking off the 3 bananas. What we'll do with Bananas 2 is give it a position somewhere in the middle of the screen. So checking with my mouse, I'm going to make that x equals 0, and we'll keep y where it is. And for Bananas 3, we're going to put our mouse over here and we'll go to minus 180. Of course, we have to remember that whatever numbers we put there, we should put here as well. So that's minus 180 here. And for Bananas 2, we should put 0. Now let's run this game and see what happens. And there we have our 3 bananas falling from the sky. And after 2 seconds, they fall on the floor, disappear. Now you might be noticing that this game is more interesting, but it's not really that cool because all 3 bananas are falling at exactly the same time. So what we can do here is, in our original bananas, we can have that falling down first. With Bananas 2, let's give it a little bit of time to wait. So why don't we wait 1 second? And for Bananas 3, we can do the same thing, but this time let's make it wait 3 seconds. So if we now run this game, you can see that the bananas fall at different times. And so we have much more of a kind of a cool catching game where this cat has to run around like crazy trying to catch bananas like this. And you can see that this game is actually quite a lot of fun to play. We're not really doing anything because we haven't actually told the cat to catch the bananas just yet. So already you can see that this game is looking like a lot more fun than it was.